Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks, and today I'm going to talk about Phillips Carbon, one of the marquee stocks of the rally in 2017-18, but now it is dwindling down 60% from its highs. Let's know what are the reasons for the same and whether you should invest at these levels or not. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation, and people taking any position into any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research, and I am not in favor or against any company that I talk about. So an idea about the company: Phillips Carbon was established in 1960, and it is the part of the R.P. Sanjeev Goenka group. So it is a huge group and one of the biggest, you can say, industrialist of India. So it is one of the marquee groups in the Indian industry, and one of the biggest industrialists of India is R.P. Sanjeev Goenka. And the company produces carbon black products like rubber black and specialty black products. Rubber black is used in tires, while specialty black products are used in a lot of segments. So you can say industry verticals: engineering, food contact materials, fiber products, pressure pipes, wires, cables, films, inks, and many more products. Whichever product that uses black, carbon black, whichever products that has coating on it requires carbon black products. So a lot of usage of the raw material or the products that they produce, that is Phillips Carbon. Now about the numbers of the company, the sales were up 17% year on year to 943 crores in June quarter this year, but the profit was down 32%. So the profit dropped from 98 crores all the way to 67 crores. This year, so year on year drop of 32%. The debt has been increasing gradually over the last 3 to 4 years, and over the last 1 year it has increased from 686 crore to 725. The margins have declined sharply. Quite obviously, when the profits drop on increasing sales, the margins would drop, and the stock has been down from a peak of 290 291 rupees all the way down to 130 135. It's down more than 60% from its peak. So what are the reasons for the fall in the stock? First and the foremost reason has been the cooling down of the carbon black prices. Basically, you need to look at the products that Phillips Carbon make are more or less commodity in nature. So when the carbon black prices went skyrocketing from end of 2016 all the way through 2017, the stock of Phillips Carbon shooted up, and the demand for the product was high as the growth came back into Europe and US, as well as here in India. The demand was robust in 16 and 17, and so there was a high demand, and the production was low with the cutting of production in China. There was less production in China, so also most of the production was done by Phillips Carbon here in India, and some of the companies based in India and Thailand. So the production was not big, so the production amount was less, and there was a high demand for the product over the last couple of years before 2019, and hence the carbon black prices shooted up, and the company made windfall profits in FY18 and through the first half of FY19 as well. So the demand of the product reached its peak by the end of 2018, and the valuations were very lofty at the end of 2017 and all throughout 2018, and the stock was trading at around 40-50 times, 30 to 35 times at its peak. So the China factor was there, that people were saying that the factories in China were shutting down, and hence the carbon prices were going up, and they'll get a lot of you can say business over the next 2-3 years. And remember that the stock market always discounts the pricing of the next 2 to 3 years when we look at commodity stocks or stocks in which there are windfall profits for some years and then there is a slowdown for a lot of years, say 4 5 years. So that has what has happened during those 2 years between FY17 and FY19, that the analyst and the investors priced in the prices of carbon black and their earnings, the earnings of Phillips Carbon, till 2020 and 2022. Then came the shock of the FY20 GDP numbers, the growth slowdown here in India, and the fact that some of the factories in China were getting the nod to start with the carbon black production. Hence, there would be, hence there was an understanding that there would no more be the kind of profitability the carbon Phillips Carbon was having before, and the stock fallen off the radar. The stock started to fall off the radar in 2019, and we see that by September October we have the prices down so much. So this is more a commodity play, and probably it has played out over the last couple of years, and we could see a sideways move from Phillips Carbon from here on in. So what are the reasons to avoid? And I believe that one needs to avoid at these prices. And somebody who has Phillips Carbon at higher prices or even at lower prices, if somebody is in profit, they need to get out. And somebody who is having losses in the stock, whenever some move of 20-25%, 15-20% come from these levels, they need to move out of the stock and buy fundamentally good stock which could make profits or are making profits of 20-25% year on year. Because I believe that the best prices for the carbon black is behind us. So the rally and the euphoria behind these products are no longer there, is no longer there, and I don't see it coming in the next few years either. The revival may take years. So like any commodity, like rubber prices, you would say sugar prices, etc., takes around 7 to 8 years for it to come back, or even a decade. The same could be said of the carbon black thing, because the demand is also slowing down, because global economy is under stress as well as here in India. So you need to take that into consideration. So low domestic demand will further add to pressure of the numbers for Phillips Carbon going forward. So let the numbers turn around. Let things stabilize in this industry, and orders come in, and you would understand that the demand would pick up once it happens, and then you can take a call on the stock, but not at the moment. So this was my video on Phillips Carbon. A lot of demand for such kind of stock like HEG and Phillips Carbon. I made a video on HEG as well. You can go ahead and watch that. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you can get my videos straight away when I post it. Thanks a lot for watching.